Husband, I'm home.
Dante Moretti wasn't just a mafia boss. He was a legend. At 34 years old, he controlled businesses, casinos, shipping companies, and underground networks spread across multiple countries. His enemies described him as a machine disguised as a man. Nobody had ever seen him smile. Nobody had ever seen him in love. And nobody had ever seen him with a woman. The reason wasn't weakness. It was pain. Years earlier, Dante's mother had been betrayed by someone she trusted. That betrayal destroyed his family and shaped the man he became. From that day forward, he built walls around his heart. His life followed strict routines. Wake up. Work. Expand the empire. Destroy threats. Sleep. Repeat. Relationships had no place in his world. His advisors occasionally suggested marriage. A powerful alliance with another family could strengthen his position. Dante always refused. A wife becomes a target, he would say. His men stopped asking. One rainy evening, Dante sat in his office reviewing reports about a rival organization planning attacks on his businesses. The room was silent. Then his head of security entered unexpectedly. "Boss, there's a woman at the gate." Dante didn't look up. "Send her away." "We tried." Now Dante raised his eyes. "And?" "She refuses to leave." A dangerous silence filled the room. "Why?" The guard swallowed nervously. "She says she's your wife." For the first time in years, Dante looked genuinely surprised. The room became completely still. Then he laughed. A cold, humorless laugh. "My wife?" "Yes, boss." Dante stood. "Bring her inside." 10 minutes later, a young woman entered the mansion. She wore simple clothes soaked from the rain. She wasn't afraid. That immediately caught Dante's attention. Most people trembled around him. She didn't. Instead, she calmly placed an old document on the table. Dante picked it up. His expression changed instantly. The document was real. A marriage certificate. And his name was on it. 5 years earlier, Dante had nearly died. During a violent attack, he suffered severe injuries and remained unconscious for weeks. Most of those memories were blurry. The woman introduced herself as Elena. She explained everything. At the time, a powerful enemy family had been hunting Dante. To protect his inheritance rights and control of certain assets, Dante's grandfather secretly arranged a legal marriage while Dante was unconscious. The marriage was intended to be temporary. A legal shield. Nothing more. After the danger passed, Elena disappeared. Or at least that's what everyone believed. But Elena revealed something shocking. Someone had deliberately hidden her existence. Someone inside Dante's organization. Dante listened carefully. Every instinct told him she was telling the truth. The documents were authentic. The signatures were real. The dates matched historical events. But one question remained. Why come back now? Elena hesitated. Then she answered. Because someone is trying to kill me. The room became silent. She revealed years of harassment, surveillance, threats, and mysterious accidents. Someone wanted her dead. And recently, those attempts had become more aggressive. Dante immediately recognized the pattern. This wasn't random. This was organized. Professional. Someone feared what Elena knew. Someone feared what she might reveal. As the conversation continued, Dante noticed something unusual. Elena never asked for money. Never asked for protection. Never asked for power. She only wanted answers. That made her different from everyone else who entered his life. And for reasons he couldn't explain, Dante found himself believing her. By midnight, he made a decision. "You're staying here." Elena blinked. "What?" "Until I find who's after you." She stared at him. Then smiled slightly. The first genuine smile he had seen all night. And somehow, that small smile bothered him more than any enemy ever had. Living under the same roof created unexpected problems. Not criminal problems. Personal ones. Dante wasn't prepared for Elena. She challenged him constantly. When he became cold, she ignored it. When he became intimidating, she laughed. When he gave orders, she questioned them. No one had ever treated him that way. One morning, Dante entered the kitchen and found Elena cooking breakfast. His staff looked shocked. His mansion had professional chefs. Yet Elena insisted on cooking. She handed him a plate. He stared at it suspiciously. "It's food, not poison." The servants nearly fainted. Nobody spoke to Dante like that. Yet instead of becoming angry, he sat down and ate. Days became weeks. Slowly, something changed. The mansion felt different. Warmer. More alive. Even Dante's men noticed. The boss still looked dangerous. But there was less darkness in his eyes. Meanwhile, the investigation uncovered disturbing truths. A trusted executive inside Dante's organization had secretly worked with rival families. For years, he manipulated information and hid Elena's existence. The traitor believed Elena possessed documents exposing illegal financial operations. Documents worth billions. The danger was growing. So were Dante's feelings. One evening, Elena stood on a balcony overlooking the city. Dante joined her. For several minutes, neither spoke. Finally Elena broke the silence. "You're lonely." Dante frowned. "I'm not." "You are." He looked away. Nobody had ever understood him so quickly. For years, he convinced himself he didn't need anyone. Now he wasn't so sure. The attack came without warning. A convoy transporting Elena was ambushed. Gunfire erupted. Vehicles crashed. Chaos exploded across the highway. But Dante had anticipated betrayal. His security teams responded instantly. What followed became one of the largest conflicts in the city's criminal history. Rival organizations united against Dante. They believed his growing attachment to Elena made him vulnerable. Instead, it made him unstoppable. For the first time, Dante wasn't fighting for power. He was fighting for someone he cared about. That made him far more dangerous. Safe inside a protected location, Elena watched news reports of businesses collapsing, alliances breaking, and enemies surrendering. The city itself seemed to shake under Dante's response. One by one, the traitors were exposed. One by one, they fell. Eventually only one enemy remained. The mastermind. The man responsible for everything. The same man who orchestrated Elena's disappearance years ago. The final confrontation happened inside an abandoned industrial complex. After years of manipulation and betrayal, the truth finally emerged. The mastermind wanted control of Dante's empire. Elena had always been the obstacle. And now she was the key witness who could destroy him forever. The battle ended before sunrise. The mastermind was defeated. The empire survived. And for the first time in years, peace returned. Weeks later, life began settling into normal routines. One evening, Elena found Dante standing alone in the mansion garden. The same place where he often went to think. She approached quietly. "The war is over." "Almost." She smiled. "There will always be another problem." "Probably." A comfortable silence followed. Then Dante did something nobody expected. Something even he never imagined. He reached for her hand. Simple. Gentle. Real. For a man who spent his entire life avoiding emotional connections, the gesture meant everything. I spent years building walls, he said quietly. Elena squeezed his hand. I know. I thought they protected me. They did. Dante looked into her eyes. And then you knocked on my door. Elena laughed softly. Technically, I used the front gate. For the first time in years, Dante smiled. A real smile. Not because he won a war. Not because he expanded an empire. But because he finally found someone who saw the man behind the legend. Months later, their legal marriage became a real one. Not because of contracts. Not because of family arrangements. Because they chose each other. The cold mafia boss who never touched a woman had finally discovered something stronger than fear. Love. And sometimes, that changes everything.